participated in this because I got here last year. Being new to the town, it was an opportunity for me to learn about Bend. And I participated in a similar program in Michigan, but this is far, far better. I understand why, because there's a lot of planning. People here are willing to serve, willing to commit to the community, and I really love it, So I've even recommended one of my subordinates to participate there because there's more to learn about the city. Even though I'm new, I got to meet more new people, make friends, and I'll be serving on some non-profit boards. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Ann Orend, I'm the Community Relations Manager for the City of Bend. I started Leadership Bend on the same day that I started that job, so these two things have dovetailed very nicely together. But I've been in Bend off and on for more than 20 years. But I will say that Leadership Bend has added a whole new layer of depth and knowledge to my Bend experience, and it's made me feel like I'm a leader, and it's given me confidence to speak as a leader in this community. Leadership Bend is a great basic overview of how this community works, how our government works, how our nonprofits and businesses work. But even more importantly, it's touched on the hottest topics of the day, and those have been the most memorable moments for me. Some of them that stand out are the bonds and levies day. I felt like I've been voting on bonds and levies for 20-some years, but I really never knew the strategy behind making these things pass and what worked and what didn't. The water education we got today was amazing. This is a huge issue in our community, and now I feel like this whole group has such a depth of information about water and how all the politics and all the laws that go into making our drinking water. I think what I have loved the most, though, is the friendships and the relationships that I've made in this class. I know that networking is sort of an overused term, but I think in this case we really have connected with people that have shared values and goals, and we're going to know each other for a long time, so that's been really fun. I think it's going to make us all better at what we do. The leadership exercises that David Knaus has led have been very meaningful and thoughtful. But I think the takeaway messages from him are people work better as a team, and teams work better they know each other. And those are two things that definitely happened in Leadership Bend.
Hi, I'm Lynn Baker from Ascent Architecture and Interiors. I'm an interior designer, and I've lived in Bend for 2 years. And I was encouraged to apply for Leadership Bend by my employer because I'm a really shy person, and I think my boss wanted to see me take a more active role in the company. And actually, Leadership Bend has been really great for that. I found it to be a really wonderful learning experience, and with that knowledge has come a lot of confidence and assertiveness that I've been able to embrace. Right from the beginning, what I found at the September sessions was that at each class I was going to be presented with more information and more knowledge than I would ever be able to absorb in a single day. One of my favorite classes was about the history of Bend, and since I'm from out of town, it was really interesting for me to learn that some of the names and places around Bend actually had a purpose as their namesake. So like the old mill district, the old mill workers probably never would have imagined that their workplace would have become a Victoria's Secret. In my more distant future, I would like to be able to contribute more as a leader in Bend. I think I'd like to do something that's related to my education or my career, so something involving maybe the arts, culture, or literacy and education. Thank you.
I'm Justin Harden with Taylor Northwest. I'm a project manager and estimator. I joined Leadership Bend for the community involvement and building leadership skills. This year in Leadership Bend, we had a wide spectrum of what makes a community, from City of Bend and Deschutes 911 to nonprofits and human services. One key trait that I found that tied all these together throughout the community was leadership. Sitting through David Knaus's coaching, I realized that leadership was not just perfecting your field of work and dragging your coworkers along, but really listening, being personable, and open with the group you're trying to lead. One example was a tent stake assignment that he had given us, and we busted up in groups of 6 and took this straight stick and tried to put it on the ground without leaving our index fingers. At first you tried to bully your way through it, but in the end you had to communicate to complete the task. With this core leadership findings, listening, being personal and open, I plan to dive head first and become a better community asset, such as joining a board and pushing the limits of leadership.
My name is Dawn Kofer. I've been in Central Oregon for 11 years. I'm a bank manager for Bank of the Cascades. I manage the Forum branch. I joined Leadership Bend because I just wanted to learn more about my community and maybe how I could affect change in my community. Leadership Bend has more than exceeded my expectations. I've learned so much. A lot of what I've learned is we've met so many of the political leaders in Bend, and what I've learned is they're just a lot like me and they want to affect change. So that's been really great, just to realize that they're regular people like me just wanting to make a difference. I've learned so much from David Knaus and his coaching, things that I can implement in my day-to-day life. I think my favorite day with Leadership Bend was the safety section. It was great to meet the chief of police and one of the deputies and the DA and kind of learn how all that worked. That was really interesting to me. The City Club that day was on mental health in Central Oregon, and I think myself, along with a lot of other people, didn't realize what an issue that was. I'm really going to miss coming one time a month and seeing all my friends and learning all the great things that I've learned this last year.
Hi, my name's Sonia Donahue, and I've had the privilege of living in Central Oregon for over 8 years. As the Community Relations Manager for Bend Broadband, I started Leadership Bend already well versed in Bend's nonprofit sector. As a mom of 2 awesome teenagers, I thought I knew the school district inside and out. And as an avid hiker and skier, there wasn't much I didn't know about Central Oregon's resources, or so I thought. 9 months after starting Leadership Bend, I'm still amazed just how valuable the program has been for me. Every single day, I discover another way the content ties directly into my job. I'm a more valuable asset to my employer, I'm a more informed member of the community, and I've made some lifelong connections to other leaders in our community, even a few lifelong friends. Through it all, I've never once regretted applying for the program. It was worth not only the financial investment, but the time invested. I appreciate the program and look forward to applying all that I've learned.
My name is Jordan Elliott, and I'm the Director of Staff Resources and Development at Mount Bachelor. I began wintering in Bend in 2008 and summering here, being here year-round in 2012. Leadership Bend has been a pretty action-packed winter, definitely. 1 day a month, and it's a good mix of the interconnectedness of Central Oregon and the uniqueness that each monthly topic brings. I particularly liked the health sessions early on and the educational elements of it. I've been able to apply those 2 elements of it into my company, and we're actually, from the session we went to the Culinary Academy, we will be having a health wellness program through Mount Bachelor where we're going to have some dietary and cooking classes at the Academy. Starting next week, actually, a series of 3 where our staff will be able to come in and learn healthy cooking techniques and be able to take that home, which I'm pretty excited about. It feels like we're just starting at putting it at the headwaters of this whole program for us, and a lot of that is in part to Leadership Bend, and I'm excited to where we're going to go from there.
Hi, I'm Theo Giannosis, and I'm with Central Oregon Community College, and I absolutely love participating in this year's 2014 Leadership Bend class. One of the things I really learned was the multiple aspects of city and county operations and all the different interagencies and how they're involved on many different levels in the political world, the judicial world, bonds and measures, media, education, water issues, historical. It was all just very, very fascinating. Every event that I went to was just like, wow, I didn't know that. This is so exciting. And one of the things I hope to do is be able to take all this information and somehow either participate in boards that are involved in some of these areas, or subcommittees, or just be able to get a job with a state, city, or county agency that is proactive and become part of the new culture of
I'm
Bend.
Kelly Hanselman Bond. I'm owner of Kevmark. I moved to Central Oregon in 2013 full-time. As far as Leadership Bend, it far exceeded what I expected to be. The knowledge I gained, the friendships and partnerships I've gained for both me personally and my business have been phenomenal. What I really took out of Leadership Bend was the responsibility for myself to give back to my community. I think everybody should give back in a way with their talents. I plan on volunteering at Kids Center. I come from, I'm an abused child, and so I understand kind of what the children are coming from. I think that will be a benefit to just listening to them and understanding what they have been through. I was surprised to see how many children have been abused. The second thing I learned, which was a surprising fact, was that there was over 300 nonprofits in Central Oregon. I thought that was an amazing number and really shows how our community gives back to Bend. I found the City Club luncheons very informative, and it was really interesting to learn how all the people get involved with the issues and take them personally. Lastly, I would like to thank Jamie for her, not only her gift to me in our class of 2014, but also for her energy and enthusiasm. It's been amazing, and I just think that she showed us a great leader role.
My name is Mark Madron. I've been in Central Oregon for 7 years. I'm with Umpqua Bank. Some of my favorite parts about Leadership Bend were the ability to take a detailed look inside the inner workings of Bend in Central Oregon. Some of the most valuable things were taking some of the tours of places like Bend Bulletin, Deschutes County 911, Bend Brewery, some of the larger businesses of Bend, and I really loved the panel of experts that we got to talk to and get their insight each and every week. And going forward, I'm going to take the experiences I learned from here and do the best I can to keep, to do my part to make this a community that people want to live, work, and play in.
Hello, my name is Ashley Mears, and I'm with U.S. Bank here in Bend, and I'm just so honored to be a part of this Leadership Bend program. It has been absolutely amazing, and I've lived here almost all my life, and there are things that I didn't know, and just seeing how the inner city works and all the different components and aspects of it has just been really eye-opening and really inspired me to get more involved in the community. Some things that I plan on continuing doing is the City Club, attending those at least, start there, and then also maybe get on some more membership boards or do some other things. But I've definitely been inspired also by Jamie being a phenomenal instructor of City Club, so I want to say thank you so much, Jamie. That was one of my favorite parts. And also just being able to recap with all of the other members on the trolley. And so thanks so much for this wonderful opportunity.
I'm Drew Moore with the Deschutes County District Attorney's Office. I'm a prosecutor there, and Leadership Bend has been an amazing experience to allow me as well as our other future leaders to meet current leaders, see the challenges that are facing Bend, and be exposed to a lot of the groups that are working on problems here. They've given us a great opportunity to be able to become leaders ourselves and help our community in Bend.
I'm Gary North from R&H Construction Company, and Leadership Bend for me, I've been here for a year, so it was a great opportunity to get engaged in the community and civic and personal interests that I've had, and to recognize that Bend has all those things that I came here for was really great for me, and learned, in addition to those things, learned plenty more, and I'm very excited to carry those things forward and meeting the people that I've met through Leadership Bend and just getting to know the community.
So I'm Tony Ryan. I'm the development coordinator with JBarJ Youth Services, and Leadership Bend has just been a phenomenal program that I actually first graduated in 1997 when I took it back then, and wanted to take it when I came back to town after 5 years away. What I was looking for this year was really to learn about the fabric of the community nowadays and to make some new connections, and I got all of that plus so much more. So a couple of my takeaways from the program this past year were the coordinated efforts around economic development was just fascinating, and that it led to this commitment and focus on entrepreneurship as the promise of Bend I thought was wonderful. The other thing was looking at what's in the future for Bend is around education and bringing a four-year university, as well as all the information about a tech cluster, is just so promising. And all these people that are moving to town with all these great new ideas and progressive new ideas. That I see Bend now as a community of really engaged citizens. That people live here for the quality of life and all the opportunities around the recreation that's available, and combining the natural beauty with the access, just being able to get out there for all kinds of people is a wonderful commitment. And I think that we live in a really thoughtful community, that many of the people that moved here bring with them experiences of unbridled growth or not very good planning in other communities, so there's a real opportunity to do it differently here. So what came to mind for me about what I plan to do with all of this are some words from Mitch Albom as an author, who said the way you get meaning into your life is to devote yourself to loving others. Devote yourself to your community around you, and devote yourself to creating something that gives you purpose and meaning. So for myself, this class helps me understand the role of the organization I work with now in the greater picture, and I look forward to maintaining the new connections that I've made through Leadership Bend, and I'm really excited about finding my place once again in this community.
My name is Chris Joel. I'm with Deschutes Brewery. So one of the things that I really thought about was the fact that we all think that Central Oregon is a special place to live and raise families. And one of the great things about that, as I started to think about it, was that before Leadership Bend, I didn't really realize that we had such strong and talented and strong leadership within the community here. And it really made me realize that what makes Central Oregon so great is because of that community we have, the strong leaders that we have. We face a lot of challenges each and every day as part of the community. We're geographically isolated, yet the community comes together and discusses and has dialogue, which was really a hallmark of Leadership Bend, and one of the things that I really took back from the program. And I think it's that sense of community, that willingness that we all have this common desire to make the community such a special place, that is really the strength at which we work together to come together as a community. And that is one thing I definitely took away from the program. So going forward, I definitely want to take what I learned, continue to have that dialogue with the community, and have an impact so I too can do my part to make Central Oregon special.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Senner. I'm the Director of Business-to-Business Marketing with Bend Broadband. I moved to Bend last spring, and I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to be in the 2014 Leadership Bend class. One of my favorite sessions was having Neil Bryant himself come and teach us about writing and passing bond measures. And I'm sure there are people thinking writing and passing bond measures does not sound like the most exciting possible day, but it was amazing. And I won't read my ballot or my tax bill the same way ever again. It was remarkable. But one of the things that really struck me was that he took the time to show us all, regardless of whether we agreed with his views or not, how the system works. He's giving everyone equal access to power and to the opportunity to make changes in our city. And the program was just so exciting and inspirational. I feel a greater sense of connectedness and purpose, and I would recommend the program to everyone.
Okay, Rick Silva with Deschutes County 911. I've been in Central Oregon for over 30 years. Decided to do Leadership Bend this year to help myself broaden my own, expand myself, I guess, a little bit, and to see what's currently going on in the area. After 30 years, you get kind of stuck in a position, and being in public safety most of my life, I have a little different perspective than a lot of people, so I wanted to get a perspective from what other leaders in the community are doing and future leaders, and I saw this as a good opportunity to expand myself. I've met some great people, friends with quite a few of the Leadership Bend folks. Enjoyed it immensely. It's done a lot for me personally and professionally. I'm looking forward to basically recommending some of my colleagues and friends that I know going through it as well, because I think it's a great opportunity. And I've seen areas of the community that I was topically aware of, but not intimately aware of, and I have a much better understanding of some of the other opportunities in the area to help our community. And it's actually encouraged me to do a little more in my own leadership role at work and in the communities I'm in.
My name is Carrie Standerwick. I don't know that I had a favorite part about Leadership Bend. I loved all of it. I loved learning about city and county governments in a way I didn't understand. I've always appreciated the quality of life in Central Oregon, and I participated in nonprofit boards and volunteering, and felt I was politically in tune. But Leadership Bend helped me to see the quality of life I enjoy is created. It doesn't organically happen, and I think it opened my eyes to the role I need to take to guarantee that for future generations, and I'll be much more politically engaged and aware of it.
I'm Jillian Taylor, and I am an executive coach and a business consultant. And I've been coming to Bend since 1992, and I moved my family here 3 years ago. But I didn't really know Bend as a community until I went through this program. When I say know Bend, now I know things like who our city council members are and what the issues are that they're working on. I know what the best time is to go to the Culinary Center. I know what the Galveston Corridor Project is, and that there's a third way alternative for Mirror Pond. So at a much deeper level, I have gotten engaged and excited to be a part of the community, and I'm really looking especially at economy issues and how I can contribute.
My name is Sean Taylor, and I work for Oregon State University Cascades. I originally was very excited to join Leadership Bend, as I've been in Bend for 20 years and lived here, enjoyed the lifestyle and played, but never got involved with things that I cared about, never understood how to get involved in Bend, so I saw Leadership Bend as a real opportunity to begin to understand that. My biggest learning from Leadership Bend was probably twofold. First, that Bend really is a large enough town that it provides plenty of opportunities to find a passion to get involved in. But secondly, it's still small enough that a single person can make a difference. And I think that that's really important for everybody in Bend to know. We all came here as a lifestyle. We all came here with a passion in mind. My particular passion is around biking and pedestrian pathways and seeing how we can develop those more in Bend, and now I totally have the connections and the avenues that I can see that that's a possibility. I can get involved and I can make a difference. So thank you, Leadership.
I'm Kevin Tucker with Harbor Mortgage Group. I've been in Bend for a little over 10 years now. Leadership Bend has been a great experience for me, learning from ballot measures to talking about the Affordable Care Act, how it works, how things don't work. Learning about Mirror Pond and how there's an alternative solution that's really a great option for everybody. And really just getting to meet some amazing dynamic people in this community makes me really think about how I want to get more involved and help out making Bend such the wonderful place that it is.